Hey everyone, Mr. MC here. This is a lap guide for the new lap time challenge taking place at Red Bull Ring with the Aston Martin Valkyrie. To access this lap time challenge, go on over to sport mode, so make sure you have menu bucket number 9 completed. Access the online time trial, which should be towards the middle of the screen, and click on the lap time challenge that is currently on the left. So this is a 2-week event ending at the end of July 12th, 2023 with a fully stock Aston Martin Valkyrie that is on the racing hard tires. Your goal is to get within the 3% time range of the world record time, as when the event ends, that is when your time gets counted, and if you fall in the 3% goal time range, you'll get some cool 2 million credits when the event ends. Here are my in-game tags in case you want to see my replay, and I'll leave a link to the replay in the description down below. But what I do want to note are two things. One, the Aston Martin Valkyrie has an overtake feature, so make sure you bind the overtake/nitrous feature to a button on your controller or wheel. In my case, I have it binded to the circle button, and you'll know it's in use when the overtake feature starts to flash red. You'll have a little less rear downforce, but you'll be able to accelerate a little bit faster. The other thing is that 4th gear is your best friend, and this is especially the case for some of these corners. So for example, the next hairpin that is coming up right now, I normally exit on 3rd gear, but if you want less chance of getting wheel spin, you can exit on 4th gear. That way you'll have a little more leeway with your throttle input and have less chance of getting wheel spin. Alright, so let's get started with the lap guide. So when you're coming out of the final corner, exit on 4th gear, get the car straightened up, and then activate the overtake button. You normally want to use the overtake feature when you're going through any sort of straightaway. But bring yourself towards the left side of the track because you're braking just after the curb on the left starts. So where this green marker is, that's what you're aiming for as your first braking point. You're going to turn in once you reach the 50-meter board, shifting down to 3rd gear. 3rd gear is for more rotation, but you're exiting on 4th gear. And be careful about hitting this yellow curb that is at the apex, because that yellow curb will mess you up. So either go around it or over it. Shift up to 4th gear as you hit the apex and carefully get on the throttle, trying to get the car settled up, and then fully accelerate and use the overtake feature. Then bring yourself towards the left. You're going to brake just as a curb on the left starts. So just as the grass on the left ends, that is where you start to brake. You can bring yourself a bit more towards the left to give yourself a little more space for the turn in, which is just before you reach the Marshall stand that is on the left. Shift down to 1st gear for a bit more rotation, but exit on 3rd gear, so you're shifting up just as you hit the apex. Carefully get on the throttle because you want to reduce the chance of getting wheel spin, and as you build up the revs, shift up to 4th gear and then activate the overtake feature. If you do it just right, you'll get minimal, or best case scenario, no wheel spin at all. Bring yourself towards the left. You're braking before the 150-meter board. Brake as much as you can without getting on the curves. Those curves will increase your braking distance. You're going to turn in just as you reach the 50-meter board, and you will shift down to 2nd gear. You'll get a bit more rotation, but as you hit the apex, shift up to 3rd gear or shift up to 4th gear. And you want to be really careful getting on the throttle, that way you reduce the chance of getting any unnecessary wheel spin. Bring yourself towards the right. You're braking just after you pass the 100-meter board. You're turning in when you reach the 50-meter board, and you can shift down to 3rd gear for a bit more rotation, but when you're getting ready to get back on the throttle, you want to go back up to 4th gear and just be nice and careful getting on the throttle so you don't get any unnecessary wheel spin. Then brake just as a curb or the green stuff on the right ends, and you're turning in almost immediately after. Shifting down to 3rd gear for a bit more rotation, but exit on 4th gear, and you want to be really careful getting on the throttle, as if you're a bit too impatient on the throttle or even the overtake feature, you'll definitely spin out right here. Ask me how I know about that. especially for these final turns. You want to be even more careful with it here, so brake before the 100 meter board, and you're going to turn in at the 50 meter board. You will shift down to 3rd gear for a bit more rotation, but as you hit the apex, go up to 4th gear and be really careful getting on the throttle, because I have bended it about 1 billion times right here. Yeah, just be really careful getting on the throttle. Brake just before the Austrian flag on the left ends, and you're turning in just after that flag ends. You can shift down to 3rd gear for a bit more rotation, but exit on 4th gear, get the car straightened up, and then fully accelerate your way out using the overtake feature as well. But now let's go through all this again, but this time I will not stop the video. Alright, here we are getting ready to start the new lap. So exit on 4th gear through the final corner, that way you have less chance of getting wheel spin, and bring yourself towards the left side of the track using the overtake feature, by the way. Brake when the curb on the left starts. Shift down to 3rd gear, but exit on 4th gear, and just be really careful getting on the throttle, straighten up the car, that way you can fully accelerate your way out and use the overtake feature. Then bring yourself towards the left, brake when the curb on the left starts once again, shifting down to 1st gear this time, just letting the car slide around the apex of the turn. Shift up to 3rd gear as you're exiting the turn, and just be really careful getting on the throttle to prevent any sort of wheel spin. Brake before the 150 meter board, shifting down to 2nd gear for more rotation, and exit on 3rd gear or 4th gear. Either way, just be really careful getting back on the throttle to prevent any sort of wheel spin. Brake just before the 100 meter board, shifting down to 3rd gear for more rotation. Shift it to 4th gear as you exit that turn, and then just repeat the process for this turn as well. 3rd gear for more rotation, 4th gear as you exit the turn, but be really careful getting under the throttle, as this is where the car can get especially sketchy. Brake before the 100 meter board, shift down to 3rd gear for more rotation. Brake before the Austrian flag on the left ends, shift down to 3rd gear for more rotation, and exit on 4th gear. And that is it for this lap guide, getting a 117.4, so we'll see how this lap time compares as the week goes on. And hopefully you like this video. If you like this video, you can press the like, subscribe, and all that good stuff. I have a memberships program theme that you can check out down below if you want to further support this channel. And I just want to thank you guys for the support. Another thank you to the channel members for further supporting this channel as well. But that's all from me. This is Mr. MC8, the world's most OK player, and I'll see you in the next video.